Hello and welcome to the Sac Off podcast. Last week we did doing the entire game, and it was fun, though, because it was like two overtimes. It was extremely long. So this time around, we were supposed to do it yesterday, but technical issues. So, we're doing it tonight, and it's going to be from late third quarter on towards to the end of the game. Kings at Utah Jazz, and of course, as always, joining me on the Sac Off podcast is my good friend at Oscar Hazel. Dude, how you doing today?
Not too bad. Hopefully, this game isn't as bad as yesterday. So I think my computer just died, so I didn't have to watch the fourth quarter, even though the Kings looked like they played slightly better in the fourth. So maybe they'll do the same today because they're not playing great in the third or at all in this game. It's just whether the Jazz have been hitting shots or not.
Yeah, fourth quarter last night was slightly better, although the bar was pretty low.
Did anyone do anything in particular that was fun?
I don't know, Collison, Curry, it was kind of the bench guys came through, but it just, and then they were down. And this is just my show, Carl. They were down so far, and then
Why do you think Ben only played 6 minutes yesterday?
I have no clue. I thought it was supposed to be an injury, but after the game and even today, there's been no talk about injury.
And he's played like 3 times as much today. Kind of weird. And then Marco Bellinelli still is just useless, as we see here.
Yeah, but Carl still loves him because #shooting.
Even though
Ben's not covering anyone.
Even though Ben's a better shooter. Oh my God, Marco tried a no-look pass and he got battered straight away. God, I never expected I would hate Marco Bellinelli. Life comes at you fast.
You think we could trade like Marco for, I don't know, the Spurs want him back?
They might do it for like Danny Green, the way Danny Green's playing, but then it's an argument whether you want Danny Green or he took a free. We haven't really taken many frees this game. I think 1 in the first half.
Yeah. And they took 2, and made 1.
Okay.
Which is as many as the Jazz made.
Yeah. And that second quarter was brutal with all the going to the line by everyone. I think that's kind of like we've seen when games are slow, or particularly the Jazz play better when it's slow, and the Kings are bad when it's slow and they're not making. And the other two, like if I don't know, they're good when it's slow for their defense because they can just like makes it the communication easier because everything's not going fast. But when they're not making free throws and both teams are just getting to the line the whole time, it gets pretty bogged down. So what's an 8-point game? My God. So I think we've lost the second quarter by 3. Looks like we're going to lose this quarter by maybe 3.
Yeah. Went from a 14-point lead at the end of the first, had a 20-point lead during the second quarter, and now
someone can shoot. There you go. All right, so Jazz can go for a 2 for 1.
Yeah.
There might be a tie game. That was a lot of people passing up threes then.
Yeah. Just looking at the 3-point difference tonight is like right now Kings are 2 of 6. Utah is 4 of 27. It's just
who makes more in the end of the game? Do you think the Kings end up hitting another 4 or getting to 27? Caspi's wide open then if Gay just passed it to him.
Yeah.
And he just at least he got to the line. So the Kings might win this quarter, so that'd be nice.
Yeah, there we go. Making progress.
Well, good luck.
Fourth quarter's coming around. We know how that goes.
I'm pretty worried considering how the last game went that we did live. That was not fun. No. If we had won that, it would have been really nice, but it's just felt like we'd been doing, it must have been like a 3-hour game and just like all the air got taken out right at the end. It's like, oh.
Yeah,
I really had like a game though.
Yeah, like it was a 7-point lead they had with like 90 seconds to go. That was fun. Fun times.
And it would be that the Kings win this game because it basically counts as like 2 wins because of the teams kind of competing in the standings. So this is kind of like a must win, but it also means that like if they win it, it's just, oh, did he make that in time? Yeah, it looks like he did. Okay, so a tied third quarter. But yeah, it just feels like if they win this one, then it's just like they'll lose to I think they play the Lakers in 2 games or something like that. Just I think that's just how the Kings are going to be. They play up to competition and just lose games they should win.
Yeah. Well, the Kings up. Geez, they are going to lose to the Lakers. Well, actually, they got the Clippers coming up too. It's just going to be.
At least they were without Blake, but they've won like 11 in a row without Blake, which is insane. But should we do the interesting thing, which got me on?
Yeah.
So there was a really interesting basketball b-ball breakdown. Did an interview with Vance Wahlberg, one of the assistants for the Kings, and in the second part of the video, Vance Wahlberg basically will play the video, but basically said something which is quite enlightening and maybe a reason why we're quite frustrated as Kings fans. So do you want to play the video?
A lot of dribble drives that you might see is very 5-out perimeter oriented. Oh, actually, I see the initial setup. You'll have the guy down low, but without question, when you're watching it ping, the low post sometimes doesn't really come into your mind.
Can you turn the audio up on it a bit?
Yeah.
Again, for DeMarcus, he is so talented in anywhere you put him. Down the post, obviously he's very strong, but I don't think people realize. I think he's actually more talented on the perimeter. You know, everybody looks at DeMarcus as a 5. I honestly look at him as a 4. You know, you watch how he trails for us. You watch how the assist that Ronald has when he'll penetrate to his man, do a little kickback pass to him for that 3. You know, he'll give him the ball, he'll cut through. Now DeMarcus has that whole drive. How many bigs can stay with DeMarcus? How many 5s can stay with DeMarcus out top when he penetrates? I don't think there's very many in the league.
Right. And there certainly aren't any 5s that can do it.
Yes, and then when he gets going downhill, he's so freaking strong that he'll bump somebody off, go in, boom, and finish strong on that. So I think really for him, understanding the dribble drive and the concept and so forth isn't going to happen in a month, 2 months, or 3 months. A lot of this will take a year to a year and a half to 2 years before they start realizing, oh, shoot, this happens and that happens and so forth. But DeMarcus has so many weapons that he has to him. It's just kind of fun to think about what you can do with it.
It's funny to hear that you say that it takes, a year and a half to really get comfortable.
Yeah. So there we go.
So I've heard Vance Wahlberg talk about like 2.5 years until it gets set in. So that's kind of interesting that maybe that's one reason why they stick with it, because as Caspi makes it free. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. So hopefully they're kind of setting up some sort of coaching hierarchy, or maybe that's just like someone to take over from him. But yeah, it's just weird to say that DeMarcus is a better perimeter player than he is a low post player when he is the best low post player in the league.
Yeah, I mean, it's like they're optimistic. They feel like they can. I'm gonna give him another year and stuff. He can learn it, but like,
I mean, he's good at it. It's just no one can like what he can do. Like, it should be the second part of his game. Like, the main part of his game should be in the post. But I just thought that was kind of like clarificate. Like, they think this is right, not so. I don't think we're going to ever see like it change with the coaches, because this is what they think it should be like, and that's why they're going to play Kufos with Boogie a lot, and hopefully, like, I think Boogie and Willie Cauley-Stein worked well together, so then that's kind of nice.
Do you think that could mean less of a chance at Ryan Anderson?
It's interesting because I guess Ryan Anderson is happy playing off the bench, or not happy, but that's where he's been with New Orleans. But maybe then you just become like matchup orientated. So a team with more bigs, with bigger bigs, you go Willie Cauley-Stein, a team, or like I know a four that can offensively beat you, you go with Willie Cauley-Steins, and then when when they don't have an offensive threat at the four, then you play Ryan Anderson. Maybe that's how you do it. So it's more matchup based. But in terms of that trade, it limits you because like we don't have enough people to play the free as it is, let alone get rid of Gay. And like offensively, I think Gay and Anderson can do pretty much the same stuff. And you want that type of player next to Gay, or maybe someone that can play down a bit more, like Caspi can play down, Willie Cauley-Stein can play down, as in like guard freeze, whereas Ryan Anderson can't do that as much. So I don't know. And plus, he's going to be a free agent, and I would imagine like Detroit are going to pay him a lot and would like offer him almost a max, I would imagine.
Well, yeah, because like I know there's been talk, he said in the past he would love to play for Sacramento, but like given the upcoming free agents class, he's going to be one of the top guys available. So with teams with money, he's going to get a lot of bank.
And yeah, I mean the Kings do need, I guess, more shooting, but like Caspi can maybe, like I think with Rudy Gay and Caspi, like you have that production. I'd rather get someone that can play the 2, 3, and 4, and or 2 and 3, and small ball 4. So maybe like Kawhi, like the best player in the league.
Cool. Hey, San Antonio. Just
But just like someone that can.
Yeah.
I think that should be the priority: is a defensive player, not an offensive player.
Well, they kind of had a small defensive player in Mabao Mute, and then.
Oh yeah. So Kings are down 8 now with 9 to go, and the guards still get destroyed. So that's a problem. Hopefully, do you think we see Ben or Willie Cauley-Stein? I doubt we see Ben. But do you think we see Willie Cauley-Stein? I'm just giving up on even expecting to see Ben McLemore in the fourth quarter.
Yeah. This is why I told you, like, we should call Ben McLemore and ask him if he wants to come on during the fourth quarter, because he's got nothing better to do.
Just put an iPad in front of him. That could be a good idea.
We'll play him. We'll pay him. It'll be fun. He'll enjoy it. Yeah. So
when the pizza guy advert's on, he can finish the guy. That'll be fun. You can have like interactive adverts, so you can actually finish the advert. Do you think that was just like pizza guy just like couldn't afford that extra seconds? Like, we got to cut from somewhere.
Yeah, you got limited time, and it's just one of those things. Now, one thing I did want to ask you, because we're looking at the Rudy Gay trade rumor earlier this morning. It came out, and I forgot, it was Sheridan, I think, reported it. And he was talking about some other old trade. I was reading some of his old articles for the Kings. Not for the Kings, but about the Kings trade rumor and stuff.
Yeah, never bad.
One of the things that kind of stuck out to me, this isn't just him exclusively, but people mention that the Kings were to trade like DeMarcus Cousins or something, or Rudy Gay, of Sacramento getting expiring contracts back. Now, I do get the perspective of teams who are like some big city who's going for a big free agent could use that money to get a big free agent. But like Sacramento, I'm not sure even if they had that money, if they're going to be able to keep or bring in someone. So what's the point of an expiring contract for Sacramento?
So it's probably more likely that it's the other team is offering it. So it's more likely the Pelicans were trying to get Rudy Gay.
Like in reference, it was like David Lee's expiring contract at Kings were to trade. Yeah.
Okay.
It's an odd. I didn't understand from the Kings' perspective of what they would use an expiring contract for, given attracting a free agent there would be difficult.
And considering they just got rid of all their bad contracts, so they don't really have bad contracts.
Yeah.
Unless you're like Kufos and Marco are like the bad contract. I don't think Kufos is a bad one. I just hate Marco, so I think that's a bad contract.
Yeah, it's.
But we'll see. maybe I think as soon as you get like someone that can play the two, or like that Carl trusts to play the two more, then that isn't Darren Collison or
James Anderson.
Yeah, well, and then that gets a little bit. Then Marco doesn't play as much; he's just the bench gunner. So it looks like Boogie's coming in. It's been an interesting game in terms of like Gobert is completely invisible. He's looked really rusty.
I mean, even before, like, there's times this season where he just hasn't been.
Well, he's been hurt a lot, so
yeah, that's part of it.
I think this is his first, or like he's only been back like a week or so. So it's pretty impressive and obviously they're missing Favors as well. So this is like the Kings really do need to win this. We'll see 5 seconds on the shot clock this possession, and DeMarcus is back in. Trey Lyles has looked good though.
Yeah, that
was a nice block on the perimeter, and then throw the ball away. It's not a great quarter by Rudy so far.
Well, it's the fourth quarter. What did you expect? It's the Kings. And yeah, I think that bad feeling you had is going to turn out to be true.
So you're a couple of seconds ahead of me then.
Like 3 or 4.
Okay. So 5-point game, Jesus Christ. Or is he going to make the free throw? Oh, Mike, we should have never done this. At least, I mean, part of me just wants this season to be over, and then so Carl can get fired, and then.
So you're on that train now? You're ready for it?
And they someone got teed up.
Yeah, Caspi.
Oh my God.
This team is I forgot who. I don't even remember who was saying it, but on Twitter it was like a few days ago or something that just was it? Anyway. But he was saying, he respects Carl a lot as a coach, but he's just the worst fit that could be possible for this team.
Okay.
Was it Hardwood? Yeah.
At least they missed 1 free throw, so it's still 5. So the technical didn't matter that much. So 9-0 run in 2 minutes, or 2.5 minutes. Let's see if they're not going to. See, even now in the post, Boogie just doesn't know what to do almost. So he had 7 seconds, just needs to like try and get some depth, not.
You know what? Why that is because he's a better perimeter guy than a inside post guy. It's just one of those things where.
Thank God, Gobert is like he's missed like 3 shots at the rim.
Yeah, he's
got some real rust.
Winning. That's
yeah, you're like 5 seconds ahead of me then. If something's about to happen now. Oh, the putback. Nice.
And we're actually seeing them in the fourth quarter, which is nice.
Yeah. I think that's. I wonder how many. I know we must be in some guys must be in some foul trouble, considering how many fouls there were in that second quarter. So I'm going to assume on a good turnover.
I mean, it was nice because I got kind of pessimistic about Willie's minutes because Carl was talking about after the game last night how Quincy Ace was fitting in so well, and how Cauley Stein and Caspi are kind of going to have to find their roles with the minutes they're given, but now AC is.
Yeah, AC hasn't played. I think just Carl likes having an 8-man rotation, or 9-man at most. And I guess if you have Caspi and Gabe playing quite a bit together, and then Kufos and Willie Cauley-Stein, it's hard to find. So like Gay and Caspi operate as like the 4th big. So it's hard to then get a 5th big out there. I guess that's kind of the issue.
Yeah, so looking at the foul count, Ben has 4, Willie has 3, Caspi has 4,
Okay.
Marco has 3, and Quincy AC hasn't played a single minute.
Yeah. How about James? And no, James Anderson.
No James Anderson. No Seth Curry either.
Yeah, it's been interesting because he's been playing in the stretch more than Ben. It's just weird.
Like, so I mean, do you want to talk more about the 30-gay thing? Because obviously, I think that's the big thing that, and obviously there was the thing that came out later that sources that Ham knows said it's not close to anything of him being shopped.
Yeah, so I guess like the reason why I find it hard to believe is because of the Rondo situation.
Yeah.
And I think having Rondo's friends is maybe helps in terms of re-signing him. And re-signing him makes DeMarcus Cousins happy, even if it doesn't make us that happy. So that's why I'd be surprised if they were to trade him. Plus, if you're trading him for Ryan Anderson, you're probably going to end up paying Ryan Anderson more than you're paying Rudy Gay.
Yeah.
Plus, you need to get a wing in free agency. So, and maybe you like just Ryan Anderson and like being home, and if you're going to pay him anyway, maybe it's just better to wait half a year. So that's kind of why I think it doesn't make sense. It's harder to find a wing than it is like a 4 that can shoot now almost. And then Ryan Anderson has like kind of health issues as well that you kind of have to worry about. Like a lot of back issues.
Yeah.
Boogie's in the post.
Boogie in the post.
Be nice if Rudy started hitting, got more looks like that though. Those corner 3 looks, I think they're good for him. That's what he was doing so well late, like last season, the end of last season, and they've kind of changed him to he's always above the break now. Don't really see him down in that corner. So I mean, even if they got Ryan Anderson, because he's so limited, at least they probably can't misuse him. They'll just have him shooting threes, but you never know. The way this coaching stuff works, they like to misuse people, like Darren Collison playing shooting guard. There's a really interesting. I've been doing this thing looking at kind of like Night on Calculus have positional average and the league positional average, then estimated time at each position and their stats at that position. And Collison per 36 minutes at point guard is getting 9 assists a game. At shooting guard, 2 assists per 36 minutes. So to me, that's what's really interesting about that is it basically means the whole time he's playing with Rondo, I guess the idea of that is to have more playmaking on the court, but he's not playmaking because he's not getting the ball because Rondo holds onto the ball and just throws it to people where they have to shoot. So that's kind of interesting because you're obviously getting a lot worse defensively. And it's not like Collison's been a great decision maker in the clutch. In fact, there's been a couple of instances of really bad decisions. So I thought that was just kind of like an interesting set. And then like most guys have been bad playing up. So Gay's been worse at the 4 than at the 3. Ben's been a lot worse at the 3 than the 2. So that's just like interesting trends was like going small, they've been worse. Like, and because they don't have someone that can play the 3 and then still have one of Gay and Caspi left.
Yeah.
How many fouls is that now on DeMarcus?
I believe it's 3.
Okay, so we should be safe with 4 minutes to go.
Should be. We'll see. We'll see how things are.
And how many team fouls is that? Is that the? Oh, that was on Willie Colley signed that foul anyway. look like, and a good turnover. Okay, so I think the Kings might win this then. It's amazing how like an 11-point lead feels like a 3-point lead with the Kings.
Yeah, you never feel quite safe with this team.
Yeah, I mean, we did see a 9-point run in 2.5 seconds, so maybe I won't get too confident yet. And that's...
I will say I do have to give a hat tip to Quincy AC for his celebration on Boogie's 3. I'm a fan.
Yeah. Him and Ben seem to have fun on the bench.
Yeah.
The rest of the bench has kind of died down a bit. Clutch Rudy.
So, I mean, let's. I mean, I don't even want to talk about it because I know with 3 minutes left, Kings will find a way to destroy this lead. So,
what they're doing, they're putting Collison on ball, Rondo hidden in the corner, and just almost like zoning with the bigs. That's kind of interesting. And Hayward to the line. And Rudy takes some bad shots.
yeah. It's hot and cold this year is from. How much time has to be? Yeah, how much time has to be left in the game? And you can't say when the zeros are out where you'll feel comfortable the Kings are going to win.
Never. Literally never.
That's fair. Yeah.
Oh my god. How did that not go down?
Well, you shouldn't be asking that when you're a Kings fan. You know why that didn't go.
This is just ridiculous. All right, so 3 minutes left. So yeah, we're not seeing any Ben. Do you think we see Caspi come back out, or do you think they'll keep Willie Cauley-Stein? They're kind of getting to. I think they may just stick with Willie Cauley-Stein out there, partly because they're not really shooting well, or not even trying to get shots. They're just trying to get to the rim. So I guess that's maybe better with Willie.
Yeah, I mean, Caspi is pretty good.
I think it's just like defensively as well. He's maybe a bit better on, like, at least he knows Trey Lyles' game really well from both being at Kentucky together. Maybe that's kind of thought process. Although Lyles had that couple of possessions where he got like 2 fouls and an and one on Willie.
But if defense mattered, we'd be seeing more McLemore than Marco.
Yeah, good point. Although Carl likes to pretend that he doesn't have good defensive players. Not that Ben's good, but he's the best out of everyone.
Defense is our Achilles heel, but we're not going to play our best defensive players.
What can you do? I mean, he's just and it's not like Ben's even a bad offensive player. It's just he can't create for himself, and the Kings aren't creating for him.
It's like, I don't know.
You had that good. You found that good tweet about his finishing at the rim. Should we talk about that? He was like 70% finishing at the rim.
Yeah, I'll try to pull it up, but like he led the league in finishing at the rim.
And so that's kind of somewhat a fake stat because it's not like he's, beating guys off the dribble, or he's like mainly going cutting or transition, and then like the odd time taking guys off the dribble. Generally, he's like already moving off the bounce. So it's kind of like faking. It's like he's doing less than most people. But it's still like impressive that he's like not blowing shots.
Yeah.
and that kind of helps his effective field goal percentage. I think we may have Caspi back out there, and yeah, so they're going smaller. Oh, Willie Colley Stein's still up there, so they're going no shooting guard. Oh, this is interesting. You can kind of do that somewhat. That says Rudy Gay on Trey Burke and Rondo on Hood. So that'd be interesting. Because then if Hood can necessarily blow by Rondo, but then Trey Burks can, and just Kings can't finish. But at least that was good 40 seconds, 35 seconds. Didn't give up points and got to the line. Oh, Willie is so good. Oh my God.
I mean,
like that was a block. Holy shit.
Just with Willis, like, we so hyped about him when they drafted him. I was excited, but looking now, it's just so much better than we expected. I'm so happy.
Oh no, it's much worse because he's just not playing. I thought he was playing 24 minutes, and like he's been playing it, like he's got an offensive game as well. It's not like he's completely useless. It's
okay. The player itself is better than we expected. George.
I know. I thought he was really good. So I would prefer to Winslow still, but that was the only player I had above him when they drafted. Did Gay foul him at the 3-point line?
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Whoa, he was awfully close to the out of bounds.
Will this make you feel better if I tell you the Lakers are beating the Warriors by 3?
Well, no, because it's probably won't last. That game started an hour earlier, right?
Hour later.
Yeah. Although, I guess without Draymond, they're struggling a bit. And it's a shame they're struggling as soon as the Kings will never play them again. So it's going to be 4 or 5 point game. Can't believe the Kings are up 20 in this one.
Kings 0 field goals in the last 3 minutes, 15 seconds.
Sounds about right.
Yep. And there is Boogie, a.k.a. down 30,000 votes to Zaza Pachulia.
To be honest, I don't think he played that well at the beginning of the year, and maybe him not getting in the All-Star game will force him to shout at George Karl to make him play in his true position. Oh my God.
I mean, I'd hope so, but like, how many player meetings have Rondo, Karl, and Boogie had now?
Yeah, it's meant to be one a week. Just Rondo getting on Trey Burke's back. Jesus Christ.
This is why they say no lead is safe with the Sacramento.
At least they're not hurting the Kings with by their mistakes. See what they go with now. So can we Gay to the line? Oh no, it came in side. Oh. Okay, is an 8-point lead with 1:20 enough?
Oh no.
No. Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, Boogie.
Boogie. Get up, Boogie.
Is it shin, not ankle?
And let's see. Well, he's putting weight on the
ankle. Oh man. That's really bad.
We just end the season now. Just call it a day and say, you know what, it's been fun. George Carl,
At least he's putting weight on it.
yeah.
That's not too bad. Just hopefully at least we've got a couple of days off until the Clippers game, right?
Tomorrow.
Is it tomorrow? No, it can't. They can't have 3 games in a row.
No, one day off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So yeah, he gets a bit of a rest. And the altitude should be good, right? That's good for injuries, or is it the other way around?
Where are they going to be going?
No, because they're in Utah now, isn't that
Oh,
high?
yeah.
So that's good for recovery.
I was like, wait,
It's
LA is not an altitude. That's not.
No.
That's,
But Utah, he gets at least an hour of that good air.
yeah.
Oh, he looks all right. But that's kind of one of those things where the adrenaline can make you play for it, and then it's bad the next day.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But he's coming back out. That's an interesting move. This game's been so badly officiated. That charge call was awful, and like the push off before by Boogie, and just some of the yeah.
I mean, I will say the NBA refs in this game are doing a great job paying tribute to the refs in the NFL. They should be proud because it's. Did you see that? Who was it? I think Bleacher Report. Someone wrote an article comparing D'Angelo Russell and Julius Randle to a young Steph Curry and Draymond Green.
That's hilarious. I mean, they're like such different players. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. All right, so up 6. So point Boogie. So his ankle must be all right.
Yeah.
Can't do any hacker Rondo now unless he's got the ball in his hands, which he does. Whoa, what a catch by Boogie. And Willie. Was that Willie tipping? Or Rudy?
Yeah. I think it was Willie.
I looked like maybe it was Rudy. Weak side.
What do you think about just opponent perspective? What do you think about Rodney Hood as a player?
I really like him. I don't think he'd be really good as he just drains a free. Yeah, I think he's like pretty good. Like he'd be like the ideal shooting guard on the Kings type thing, where he's like a little bigger, like bulkier than Ben, because I think that's one issue Ben has is like guards like Clay can post him up or Kobe, and that kind of hurts Ben the most is like post up, fade away. He doesn't really have the length. Whereas Burke can kind of hold his own. I mean, Rodney Hood can hold his own. And then, yeah, he can shoot and do everything else you need. Oh my God, Rudy.
Oh, I just missed out on an excellent new potential avatar of Rudy Gay. Well, I can't now because...
I made one. That's good. Oh, yeah, you're not allowed to have unprofessional avatars.
That was such a stupid thing.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And one Hayward.
How many steps was that?
3. That was all right. That was a good move.
And with 29 seconds to go, Kings are only up 3. How did we get here? Because it's the Sacramento Kings.
At least they've got the ball in their hands. So, I mean, in theory, so what lineup do you keep this lineup and you go try and make sure you get the offensive boards, because that's like.
I mean, If it's me, which neither of us are George Carl, let's see, Willie, Boogie.
I mean, we probably both have Collison, so you have someone else that can shoot
Yeah.
over Rondo, but I mean, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, so all we need is like a shot around 20 to 24 second mark that hits a rim. I guess, yeah, we say Collison, but then he pretty much lost that Dallas game because he couldn't hit the rim twice. So yeah, just need a shot that hits the rim and have Willie and Boogie near the rim when that shot's been taken. That's my wish list for this next possession.
I like that wish list. My prediction is Carlson comes in after moving around a bit. He's going to shoot an air ball, and
I think they'll go for a Rondo, Willie Cauley-Stein pick and roll. That's my prediction of what they will do. You know, they may surprise us and go with a really gay ISO.
That would be fun.
With like 14 seconds to go.
Yeah. Oh,
you got to go 2 for 1 in these situations. Up 3 with 29 seconds, you've got to go 2 for 1.
Oh boy. Well,
did it inbound? Oh, Marco's in. Jesus Christ. Marco, yep. Collison, Gay, and Boogie. So they're not going to make sure they get the offensive rebound. They're going to put it. They've got 2 bloody point guards on the court, and you leave it in Marco's hands for half a possession. So it was a. Oh my god.
Well,
what the fuck was that?
That was the Sacramento Kings.
Oh my god. I am utterly speechless. So what, 7 seconds on the shot clock?
Yep.
I mean, he could have just, if he just didn't pick up his dribble, he could have just kept dribbling to the net. I mean, that would have been better. And just throw it at the rim. Oh my god. And so that's our basketball IQ on the court.
Yeah, Kings. I mean, if you gave teams a basketball IQ test and they got 10 points for putting their name on it, the Kings would get probably 11 points, which would be sad. Well, maybe Utah makes a 3 and then Kings have a timeout and they win it on a buzzer beater. That would be fun. You realize, though, if this game goes to overtime, we can never do live broadcast during the fourth quarter again. It's just a sign that.
Yeah, that it's not meant to be. Although, I mean, the Kings have done this before.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Did they hit a 3? Oh my god.
I mean, really? Can we? Well,
they've not been tied this whole game since the very first possession of the game. Boogie's saying it's 2. Oh my god.
Oh, that's not even close to 2.
I mean, part of me just wants the Jazz to win so this season's over. I mean, okay, so, oh my god. What? See, that wouldn't even got off if Rondo had just taken that shot 8 seconds later.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Sacramento Kings in a nutshell this fourth quarter. You know, man.
So what's your prediction on what they're going to draw up? I think it's going to be a Marco offers down, pin down, off balance 2.
Yeah, it's going to be something with Marco. That's all I know.
Oh, they're trying to get it into the post. Rudy Gay. Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh my god, clutch Rudy. It is a real thing.
No. No, I'm kidding.
Oh, thank God for that. My God, I hate the Kings so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Sacramento Kings providing constant. I mean, really, being a Kings fan, I just want to let you all know, and you should know this by now. They've taken years off your life.
And I mean, like, Dolphins fans have been saying that Adam Gase is young because he's 37. I mean, if he's been watching the Kings, he's at least 80.
Yeah.
My God, that was incredible. Had Trey Lyles, and maybe that helped. They got like a switch, so they had Trey Lyles on Rudy. Oh, and you could have had a good Abby there, Rudy's face. So the Kings are now one win out of the 8th seed.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NBA Western Conference playoffs, the 8th seed, where misery wins out. Sacramento Kings, I just want to say you are one heck of a group.
Oh, it's good. People are calling out George Karl on like big basketball Twitter, like David Thorpe questioning why Willie Cauley-Stein's out there guarding Ingles, then Harlos Boss basically saying that Carl's just collecting checks at this point. So
I'll say something when I disagree.
But I mean, at least we're not cursed, so we can do this again.
That feels better.
We were up 20 in that game.
Yep.
All right. Is there anything else you want to talk about, or should we hide in the night, run and hide?
Let's. Well, we've talked
listen to Boogie talk.
Yeah.
Can you hear him?
No. I have to.
Oh damn! Let's see if we can do this quick enough.
No, it's all good. I mean, do you want to real quickly talk about the post you sent me from Sacktown Royalty?
Oh yeah, we can do. I kind of talked about that anyway on.
Oh yeah.
Those were kind of the things that I thought were interesting. It's just like basically everyone playing up is playing worse. But yeah, oh my God, I can't believe what we just watched.
I mean,
so I think the Kings are still. Are they now? I think that they now go back ahead of Portland. I think so. Maybe not. So Portland are 17-24. Kings are 16-23. Portland have a really easy run of games as well coming up. They play like the Lakers twice, and Brooklyn, Philly, Washington, who aren't great. So, or maybe they play the Lakers once. So who have the Kings got in the next 5 games? You just look at that quickly. So they've got the Clippers next, then the Lakers, Atlanta, Indiana. So going off kind of how they play, they should be the Clippers, Atlanta, and the Pacers, and lose to the Lakers.
Yeah, that's gonna. I mean,
yeah, and the Jazz are 17-22 now. So Kings one game the one game out of them, and I think they are ahead of Portland because Portland have just lost an extra game. Oh no, I think they're both. No, I think I'm wrong. I think Utah have got quite a few games as well. I don't know what the hell I'm talking about at this point. And then Houston 21-19, and Memphis 22, and then Dallas 22, who are on a losing streak. So I think it's maybe possible. I guess one thing we should talk about, Carmichael or Dave put out like a poll tweet. Would you rather make the playoffs or be a 500? The Kings be 500 this year. What would you prefer?
I mean, well, first, I feel like they're the same thing.
Yeah, so I guess like the thing is like, would you care if they were a 500 team but didn't make the playoffs? So there could be a possibility if like Utah get healthy and they could be over 500, then the rest of the West is over 500.
Yeah. Let's see.
I picked being over 500, and my theory is that means they'll be playing well.
Yeah.
And not like just the West losing it. And that would suggest like some stability as well. Like next year they might be good as well.
Although I feel like that George Karl would be back. Although he might be back either.
I think he's going to be back anyway. If they haven't made a move already, or at least this, like the coaching staff's going to stay.
Yeah.
Right. And I think if they're investing in Rondo, maybe Rondo wants George Karl to still be here as well because that's worked, or at least his system. But with 6 games out of being 500, oh no, 7 games out of being 500. So it's not like that's close. Although I think the Kings have lost 8 games without DeMarcus Cousins, so they're probably just about 500 with Boogie. If that makes a world of difference. I guess the interesting thing with like the East being good that helps the Kings is at the moment, if they just miss out on the playoffs, they will be the 10th pick because there's 4 better Eastern teams that are missing the playoffs. So that means they'll keep that Bulls pick. So that's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
So they can kind of go for trying to get the 8th seed and not have as much risk to losing the 10th pick, although I think they kind of want to lose the 10th pick because that means they don't give up a pick to Philadelphia, I think, in the future. Like one of those picks doesn't exist anymore. So that's kind of good. But anyway, should we recover until we have to go through this torture again?
Yeah, there's going to be the recovery process. And, oh, man, I just realized. You know what's going to happen on Saturday?
We're going to win.
No. Kings are going to have a lead against the Clippers. And at the same time, Green Bay is going to have a lead against Arizona. And they're both going to blow it at the end. That's what's going to happen. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun Saturday.
Yeah. All right. So we'll get our sleep in for that. Let's just end this.
Yes.
All right. Thanks for the couple of people that listened to us go through that torture. Hopefully, it was of comedic value to others.
Either that or you're a masochist.
Yeah. I don't know why you'd watch The Kings otherwise.
Yes.
All right. Goodbye until next week.